Okay, so this is going to be a lesson on route planning. Um, what route planning allows us to do here is to basically save significant money in terms of reducing miles by hundreds of miles per day, which I'll show you. It makes the dispatching much easier because you have people kind of going into the next day, so you're sending out less dispatches. And on top of that, um, you know, it allows us to condense the runs into basically condensing multiple runs into a single run legally. So the three different types of runs that we have are the local runs out of Delaware, the local runs out of Wilmington, the local runs out of Secaucus, New Jersey, and then the over-the-road runs out of Wilmington, Delaware. So we have over-the-road Wilmington, local Secaucus. So as we go through these runs, we want to triage basically what the run is so that we can maximize capacity. So given that it's Monday, typically our Secaucus trucks are less busy, so it is in our best interest to make them as busy as possible so that every truck has the maximum amount of loaded miles. Secondly, we want to make sure that we're maximizing our over-the-road drivers. And then the last thing that we'll do is maximize the utilization of the local drivers, right? So first thing, we can go through these routes one by one. So, this first route here is Salisbury, Maryland to Dover, Delaware, right? So what I want to do here is go through an exercise of seeing what the following stop is here to make sure that it doesn't make sense to have an over-the-road driver cover this run. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the delivery address. So we have 501 Garages Lane to Salisbury, Maryland, picking up in Dover, Delaware. All right. So this is a 219-mile run, not super long. Should be pretty easy for a driver to complete quickly, but this is the total run, right? So what we want to do is see, this is a pickup in Dover. We want to see where this pickup is going, right? So the pickup in Dover, this is route number 1. So we go here, we see the delivery, Salisbury for route 1, and then we see the pickup in Dover. So this is route 1, not yet dispatched. So it's going to Plainfield, Connecticut. So what we can do here is add Plainfield, Connecticut in here. And as you can see here, when it comes up from Dover to go to Plainfield, it passes right by our yard anyway. So if you eliminate our yard, if you had an over-the-road guy do this, you would just eliminate our yard as a stop, right? So it's 489 miles this way without our yard. It only goes to 485. So it's only a 4-mile change. So what we'll do is keep this first run as a local run. So the next run, right? So this is a load in Wilmington going to Hudson, New York. So we'll get rid of all this. Going to Hudson, New York. Now for this run, there's not a backhaul yet. And why this is important is if I'm planning on the weekend or if I'm planning on any day and there's not a backhaul yet, really what you want to do is have an over-the-road driver complete this run so that when the procurement is looking for a backhaul from Hudson, New York, they could get a backhaul anywhere, right? So if they get something that picks up in Hudson and delivers in Harrisburg, let's say. So if it was an over-the-road driver, let's say the backhaul goes to Harrisburg. So that is a total of 509 miles that it would be going. But if you put a driver that's supposed to be home every day on this run, then you'd have to add in our yard again after the pickup. So 501 Garages Lane, right? So instead of going straight to Harrisburg, you would be going to 501 first. So instead of 506 miles, you have 563 miles, which is a 57-mile difference, which is a very large difference. And you're also being forced to come back down the New Jersey Turnpike, which is heavy in tolls. But the moral of the story is, if you're delivering in Hudson and you don't have a backhaul, try, if you can, to put an over-the-road driver on it and let them know that there's a possible layover, so that when procurement is booking a backhaul, it opens up their options to go to Lock Haven or Elmira or even like Lakewood, New Jersey, or somewhere in Massachusetts. Because that guy can stay out overnight, instead of having to get something that's within 100 miles of Wilmington, they can get something anywhere in this radius and make it significantly more efficient. So what I want to do here is I'm going to go ahead and put Jeremiah Wallace on this. Took 334621. And what I'm going to do is write layover if necessary. We're also going to make it purple, kind of to show where we're doing this, right? So that allows us to open up our options if we keep a regional or over-the-road driver on this run who can stay out overnight and not limit our options in terms of what we can get with a backhaul. The less limited we are, the better runs we can get, in this specific case especially. Okay, so the next run is a delivery in York and a pickup in York, and it's route number 3, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll put these in. So York, I'll just add this site in here as well. So York and back. There was a point that I wanted to make in here. I'll remove this, but you see how this says 87 miles in here? Going through the underbelly and getting this fat toll in Elkton is not the correct way to go about things, right? So if we actually go through Route 1 here, let me see if I can actually get like an address. Come on, give me something. Add a destination there. Okay. So we've added this road here as a destination. You see it was 87 before. In this case, it turns into 70. Well, there's all this rubbish down there. So it turns into 79.4. So you save 10 miles going this direction. Our variable cost is about $2 a mile. But you also save, so you save $10, you save 10 miles, that's like 20 bucks, and then you save another, $90 avoiding the toll here in Elkton. So $110 worth of savings just going to York, right? So we have that in mind now. Now what we want to do here, does this make sense to make it an over-the-road run, right? So I'm going to go ahead and see Route 3. Yes, it's delivery in York. Then Route 3. This is a pickup in York, and then it's delivering the following day in Norfolk, Virginia, right? So you go here. Hold on. So it's going to Norfolk, right? We'll add that in here. So round trip, or if you do this trip over the road to get to your delivery in Norfolk, it would be 371 miles. Now, if we did this York run locally and then I had another driver complete it the following day, what we'd have to do is just add our address in here again, add it towards the end, and then put it between. So after our delivery in York, we come back to Garages Lane, and then we go to Norfolk. So this route here is 412 miles, right? So 412, that is a total of 41 miles additional, 41 extra miles if we take it back to our yard and make it a local run, multiple local runs, right? So what I'm going to do now is add up all the saved miles, saved. So that's 41 miles. So this is something where it should, because it's a large mileage savings, we should make this an over-the-road run, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put that there. So I'll make a note, go straight to Norfolk after pickup. We'll get Stephen Lort on that. He's an over-the-road driver. And then we'll wait to put the truck in later. Okay, so that saves us 41 miles, just one decision. 41 miles of driving 80,000 pounds. So that's a lot of work, a lot of energy that we don't have to expend, right? And if your whole route is just going to York and back, that truck is only going to make probably like $500 maybe in the day. If you go straight to Norfolk, that allows you in that 24-hour period that is Monday to have significantly more loaded miles. So instead of 400, we can make 1,400 because we're already getting all those loaded miles going to Norfolk, and we can get all the way to Norfolk in the same day and just lay over in Norfolk. So, all right, so we'll move on to the next one. This is route number 4, Watkins Glen, New York to Geneva, New York, right? So put that in here. Then we have Geneva, New York. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Okay, so we have that in there. So we want to go to route 4 and see kind of what we're dealing with, right? So route number 4 is going to Watkins Glen, New York, like we showed. And then route number 4 is, where are you? Here you are. It's going to Geneva and then delivering in Pedricktown, New Jersey, right? So what we can do here is will be our local example. This is if we had the driver deliver in Watkins Glen, deliver here, pick up in Geneva, and then come all the way back to our yard, and then go to Pedricktown, which doesn't seem like too far, but I'll show you how it works. So this whole round trip, locally, if you did it like a local run, let me make sure that's right. Yeah, to end up completing that delivery is 625 miles, right? So instead, let's say if we move Pedricktown here, like an over the road, and we delete our site, so it goes straight from Geneva to Pedricktown, then it's 602 miles. So here we save 23 miles. So there's another little chunk there. And given the length of this run anyway, if it was going to be a local run, I mean, 602 miles is still, pretty long. Like a local guy can't really do that in a day. They can't. So what we need to do is, have an over-the-road guy do it and also save the 23 miles on the dispatch, right? So what we're going to want to do here is, I had Chris West on this. His truck is the same every day. So we'll have go straight to Pedricktown after the pickup. So as we're going down these runs, remember we had our 3 different types of runs, right? Local Wilmington, local Secaucus, over the road Wilmington. We have 3 tools to work with to best assign the route. So as we're on route number 5 here, we see 5, 6, and 7 are all the same delivery to Everett, Massachusetts. Now, from doing dispatch, you know that these are always Secaucus drivers. So given that Everett you can go straight from Wilmington to Everett, and it passes right through. I'll display it. So if we do, we'll do Everett, Massachusetts, right? I'll delete that. So as you can see the route here, we know that Secaucus is, right in this area here. We pass right by Secaucus on our way to Everett. So that's why it makes sense to have the Everett run be done by Secaucus local drivers, right? So I'm going to go ahead and go to our runs here and put Hyro, then Pedro, or no. Do Abelardo. Have Abelardo in there. And then also have in, Pedro Picardo. So now of our Secaucus trucks, we have 8 available, and we want to use all of them effectively. So here, we'll change this to 3. So we've used 3 of them. We've highlighted them green, right? So this Manchester, Connecticut is a similar situation, right? So Manchester, Connecticut, I'll put that into here. And you can see here by the map, on the way to Manchester, Connecticut, you pass right by Secaucus again, right? If you see me here. So what we're going to want to do is highlight this green. We want to make sure that this trailer gets swapped up to North Jersey. And I'm going to go ahead and put Etion on that. Okay. All right, now the next run. So now we have 4 of the New Jersey trucks being used. So think of how efficient we've been here so far. So all of these trucks, 4 of them, are perfect to be used by local Secaucus guys. These 3 runs are perfect. These 2 runs are perfect to be used by over-the-road guys to save a total of 41 and 23 miles, so 64 miles total. And then this run allows us to, open up all those opportunities in terms of backhauls because we put an over-the-road guy on it, right? So we're through 8 routes and we're pretty efficient here. And then again, this is a local run. So we'll get down to here. So we've Chantilly, Virginia to Baltimore. So we'll put that in here. So Chantilly, Virginia delivery. Then we have our pickup in Baltimore. And then we'll just add our yard in there as the final. This is what it would look like if it was done by a local driver in Wilmington, right? 269 miles there. Now, we want to see what comes after Baltimore. What comes after Baltimore here, right? So we want to see route number 9. So the pickup for route number 9 here is Guilderland, New York, right? So we'll put that into our map here. So going back to the yard, you see that on the way to Guilderland, let's take out our yard now. It's going to pass by our yard in Wilmington anyway. If it passes by our yard in Wilmington anyway for the following day delivery, it makes, in some cases, the most sense to have a local driver do it. This makes more sense to have a local driver do it because there's no mileage savings. So we'll move on from number 9. We'll dispatch the local Delaware last because they're the easiest to dispatch. And then we'll move on to route number 10, right? Hanover, Massachusetts, delivery, Cranston, Rhode Island, pickup. So I already know where Hanover is, so this probably makes the most sense to have it be a Secaucus driver. Let's go in here. So Hanover, Massachusetts to Cranston, Rhode Island. And we'll get our address back in there. See, again, when we see this route, when it goes both ways through, it passes right through Secaucus. If it passes right through Secaucus, and it's decently far as this route is, that shows me that it makes the most sense to have a local Secaucus guy complete the route. So we'll have someone bring the trailer to Secaucus overnight and then take it up to Hanover and then do the pickup in Cranston and come back to Secaucus. And then another swap during night, we'll take that back to Wilmington, right? So when I'm looking at route number 10 here, I'm thinking that this one makes sense to be completed by a New Jersey driver, right? So I'm going to take this away, put in 5 trucks utilized, and for this, I'm going to put in Corey to do this Hanover run. He takes the same truck every day. So does Etion takes the same truck every day as well. Okay, so we're moving through our next run, Victoria to Dauphin, Virginia. So we'll highlight this, going to Victoria. Then we'll have delivery in Victoria, a pickup in Dauphin, Virginia, and then back to the yard. So first thing I see here is that you could really not have a local guy do this because it's 598 miles and that gets a little bit too far. Anything over 500 miles, we got to start being a little wary. Excuse me, especially when you start getting into some of these back roads here because it's going to take longer. So let's go and check. So we're looking at route number 11 here. I want to see where the pickup after Dauphin goes, right? So we're looking at route number 11. So I want to see pickup number 11. On the 28th, pickup. So we can see here, Dauphin, Virginia goes to McAdoo, Pennsylvania. So we'll go to our sheet here and we'll add McAdoo. Okay. So if you had this go back to the yard first, it would be, and you had a local guy complete the McAdoo delivery on Tuesday, it would be a total of 716 miles. Now, if you had the guy go over the road and straight from Dauphin to McAdoo, then what we could do here is reduce the miles to 680. So the mileage difference is 36 miles. So we save 36 miles, but something to keep in mind also when we're coming back up north, there's very few tolls coming this way here, up 270 to then get on 81. And going this direction, if you were to, again, add 501 Garages Lane, you'd be coming back up north 95, which means that you get the big fat toll here in Elkton, Maryland, $95. You want to save that money. So you save 36 miles, you save $95. It's almost, in terms of one decision dispatching, $150, $200 decision to save extra money doing less amount of work. So So what I'm going to write in here is to go straight to McAdoo after Dauphin. Okay, so we have going straight to McAdoo after the pickup in Dauphin, save us those miles and everything. So I'm going to put an over-the-road driver on it, or a regional driver. Let's just put Trey Pinky in there. I think he takes truck usually 02824. So we should be good there. That might not be his truck, but we can always go back and change it. I'll leave it blank. Okay. So move on to the next route. We're just rolling through. Route number 12, Fredericksburg to pick up in Baltimore. So we'll put that in here. So starting at the yard in Wilmington, then going to Baltimore, Maryland, and then we want to go back to our master sheet. We know it's route number 12. I want to see which pickup is associated with number 12. Now we'll scroll up. Where are you, 12? Here it is. So that goes to North Andover, Massachusetts, right? So North Andover. So we'll change that into here. And again, you see that after the Baltimore pickup, we're passing right through the yard. So this makes sense to have it be a local run, right? Unless we have a surplus of over-the-road drivers, make it a local run. So in our triage, we'll skip over this. This is a local Wilmington run, very easy to dispatch, right? This next one here is just multiple pickups and deliveries in Wilmington. So you can see like Newcastle, Wilmington. I'm going to leave that be for now. This next one, route number 14, you can see delivery. Because New Hampshire so far, and because it's 3 deliveries, we definitely need an over-the-road guy on this run. I'm going to put Rashawn on that one. And what was I going to say? Yeah, I believe that, if we go into this one as well, so this is route number 14. I believe we do not have a backhaul for this one yet. 14. Yes, so here's the trailer. There is no backhaul for this run as of yet. So again, having an over-the-road guy also would make sense, even if it wasn't quite as far, right? If there's not a backhaul and it's far away, putting an over-the-road guy on opens up the options for procurement to book a better load. So we have our over-the-road guy. We're good to move on from that. So next one, Springfield, Virginia to Suffolk, Virginia. So as you might know, this Suffolk pickup is the QVC pickup. For speed's sake, we always treat this one as a local route because it needs to be relayed quickly, because it needs to be delivered very fast, right? So you can't have a guy lay over in the middle of that delivery. So on these runs, usually Hezekiah just does it, so I'll put him in there. This next one, much like the Suffolk. Oh, no, hold on. Well, I skipped one there. So this next one, we have Monroe Township to Pennsauken. Delivery in Monroe Township, a pickup in Pennsauken, right? So we have our delivery in Monroe. Hold on. I'll just type it out. Monroe Township, pickup in Pennsauken, New Jersey, then coming back to the yard. So as a local run, this is only 176 miles. This is where we get caught in our utility reports only making $500, $400, $600 on a full utility for a truck. This is where the problems lie, right? So with this, someone should be doing additional work on top of this delivery and pickup, whether it be doing more pickups locally, whether it be doing another pickup and delivery, but this is not long enough. We cannot let this be the standard for a local route because we will lose money, right? So what I want to do here is, so we're on route number 16. So let me find 16 on here, right? So delivery to Monroe Township, correct? Then we have, where are you, 16? Here. A pickup in Pennsauken, a delivery in Richmond, Virginia, right? So delivery in Richmond. Now what we'll see here, oh no, Richmond, Virginia. Okay, so you see here, after the pickup in Pennsauken, you do pass right by the yard on the way to Richmond. So, but the thing is, if you have an extra over-the-road guy, and you're not going to double this route up with something else, in the 24-hour period that is Monday, in terms of maximizing utility, excuse me, it would make the most sense to have an over-the-road guy do this delivery, then do the pickup, then head all the way to Richmond. It's 397 miles total. That can all be done in a day. And instead of a truck only making $500, you can have a truck make $1,400. That is where the difference comes in. In the 24-hour period that is Monday, you can fit in 397 miles of work into that period versus only fitting in, 160. So the next day they can lay over. Well, they can lay over in Richmond once they get there, do the delivery, and then they can do another 500, 600 miles the following day. So you can maximize the utility. Instead of a truck doing 160 miles one day and then doing 400 miles the next day, you could have it doing 400 miles on Monday and then 600 miles the next day. That's what we need to be focusing on here. So I'm going to leave this local for now just to make sure, like going through, that we have enough over the road guys. But I'm going to just add a little purple in there just in case, because I know that this is not enough. Actually, I'll make it a different color. To show that it's not enough, what makes us feel like we're not enough? Red, bad. Okay. Next one. Route 16. Or no, Route 17. This is the, like I was saying before, the delivery in Shrewsbury. We do this delivery every day. Victor in North Jersey completes this delivery every day. So I'm going to go ahead and make it green. And I'm going to put in Victor. Okay? So we have Victor in there. Pick up in East Hartford. Yada, yada. Same old, same old. Have the North Jersey guy do it so that we can maximize the North Jersey capacity on a light day, which is Monday. So I'm going to put in 6 out of 8 there. So we only have 2 left. We're staying fairly efficient here. So routes 18 through 21, or routes 18 through 22, these ones. These are each like 600, 700, 600, 700. Small, not big enough. Bad dispatch. So we need to, I'll make another video about how we couple these together, but we want to couple them together. We need to be making $1,100, $1,500, $2,000 a day. $600 does not cut it. $700 does not cut it. We need to make $1,100, $1,200, $2,000, $3,000 per day per truck. That needs to be the goal. So when we're wondering why it's not going that well, this is because 600, or it's like 695, 650, 695, 650, 695. Baby truck, baby truck, baby truck. So we want to bulk it up. So in the next video, I'll show how to couple routes together. So we'll move on from there for now. Okay. All right. So I'll delete this. I got everything in there now. Okay. So the next one, route number 23, right? So with route number 23, the hat's going backwards. Okay, with route number 23, we have the pickup in Petricktown, delivery in Holtzville, and then a pickup in Hicksville. So I want to see where route 23 is going. Hanover, Maryland. I know that's going to go right through the yard. You could do this experiment on your own. Hanover, Maryland's going to go right through the yard. So you can have a local guy do it. I'm going to go ahead and have Justin do this because this is one he can do. Okay. Next one, delivery in Brooklyn. Brooklyn, again, very close. Most things we get in Brooklyn will come back to the yard. I kind of want to make this local as well. So we'll make this one local. I'll just show you. So it's like Brooklyn, right? So, all right, Brooklyn, New York. So boom, boom. There's no backhaul yet. We can confirm that, right? Show me Brooklyn. There's Brooklyn, no backhaul. We're going to get a backhaul, but a local guy can get a backhaul in Brooklyn from Wilmington and come back and be there in the same day. So it's a good one to have a local guy do. because it's not miles intensive. Now you can get something from Brooklyn that goes to Harrisburg, and then that would make more sense to go straight from Brooklyn to Harrisburg, but there's no backhaul. It's not as far as Hudson, New York, which we were talking about earlier, to open up opportunities for procurement. I'd rather leave Brooklyn open for a local guy, so we'll leave it open for a local guy. So this will be local as well. Now, something to think of on here also is like, actually, I don't know. Scratch that thought. So we'll move on. So this is Hallam to Hopewell to Williamsburg, Virginia, right? So this has to be over the road because it's far. I just know that by looking at it. So we have Hallam, PA to Hopewell, Virginia to Williamsburg, Virginia, right? Already you have 347 miles in here. So let's have some fun here. Let's see which route number this is. So this is route number 25, right? Route number 25. We're looking for the backhaul from 25. Where are you? That's going to New Hampshire. So what you could do is have this be an over-the-road guy and then deliver to New Hampshire the following day. That takes into account a lot of miles. You can send one dispatch that really holds in, like, let's just show it. So instead of sending one dispatch for 167 miles like we showed before, you could send one dispatch that has all of this in it for multiple days, 961 miles on one dispatch, okay? So this is where things can start to, make a lot more sense, right? So you could have this guy start heading up. Maybe they lay over in like Baltimore or something. Then they wake up on Tuesday morning, and on Tuesday morning they go straight to Merrimack. That way, with one simple dispatch, you have 961 miles of dispatch out, and you also have an over-the-road guy already prepared to go to New Hampshire. So there's a lot of good things about sending the route this way. So what I'm going to do is, one second, go here, go straight to New Hampshire after pickup. I might be getting a little low on over-the-road guys now, but let's check it out. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we have Curry and Bernier. John Bernier here, he does this Georgia run every Tuesday, so he's got to be prepared in the yard, ready to go Tuesday morning, so he's not a good person to do this. Curry works weekends. He's not a good person to do this. Go to our regional guys. But look, our friend Robert Stabley would be perfect for this. So I'm going to put Rob Stabley on that, and that allows us to fulfill this dream of a route. So this one just says drop and hook in Pedricktown. To me, this doesn't seem like a route. Hold on. Let me be a dickhead. All right, so Control F, 26. There's way too many 26s. Let's see if it highlights a little easier over here. Here it is. Pick up in Pedricktown. Oh, I get it. Okay, so all right, I see. So you can see here this one, it's a pickup in Pedricktown that goes to Pittsburgh. It picks up tomorrow at 2100, and then it delivers in Pittsburgh at 10 a.m. So I think I have an idea. You could make this, you could like team this up with a night route. So I'm going to do a little bit of both here, a little bit of over the road and a little bit of coupling. All right. So what I want to do here, Route 26, instead of it just being a Pedricktown delivery here, I would like this truck probably to do a delivery in, let's just have him doing a delivery in Elizabeth. Excuse me. Elizabeth, New Jersey. Let's try this. Let's try Seabrook. So, all right, Seabrook, New Jersey. This probably seems confusing. So my idea here is that instead of just this, we can combine one of these, combine this with this, combine this with this, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put this over here. I'm gonna combine this over here. I'm gonna make this red because I think I'm gonna eliminate it. So we have this one we're focusing on here. I'll just make it green so we know to focus. So this is the one we're focusing on, route number 26. And then I'll say go straight to Pittsburgh, PA, after pickup. So these Seabrook to Elizabeths, well, Bridgetown, it's really Seabrook, but like these Bridgetown, New Jersey to Elizabeth, New Jersey, they can be done in basically 24/7. So they're drop and hook. So like what you could do is, let's say this round trip takes 7 hours. Yeah, we'll say 7 hours. So we need 7 hours plus however long it takes to get to, so then they'll bring that empty trailer. Okay. We're gonna bring the empty trailer to, they could bring it straight to Pedricktown, New Jersey. And then they go to Pittsburgh. They could go to Pittsburgh, PA after this. Now, everything before Pittsburgh is, so see 560 miles, they can do this. He can do this. So you're going from Newcastle, Wilmington or Yard, to Seabrook, picking up a load, delivering it in Elizabeth, then bringing the empty back to Pedricktown, drop and hook in Pedricktown, because we can bring them our empty, and then picking up the loaded load in Pedricktown and going straight to Pittsburgh. So that allows us to combine these routes, right? So now what we've done is we've completely eliminated this route. I'm gonna make it a mean red, right? And we're gonna just change this, instead of leaving at 8 p.m., we're gonna change it to leaving at 5 p.m. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put Tony Torres on this. He's always, I know, in 70523. So we've completely eliminated the need for one of these routes, which frees up a truck, which allows us to make significantly more. Now the loaded miles, these are almost gonna all be loaded miles, you know? So he can do this all in one shot. Let's see how good this is when we combine customer work together, right? So this route that goes from Seabrook to Elizabeth is $695. Even with all of the empty miles coming back to Pedricktown and then fulfilling this run, that's $1,875 total. It's $1,200 for the Pittsburgh delivery, plus another $675 for the Seabrook straight through delivery. So this is what I think we've been kind of missing, and where customer work comes in really good, is that you can combine these routes, and now for 560 miles, you're making $1,895, and you're almost making $4 a mile round trip on a very long trip. It's probably $3.60 a mile or something. Regardless, if it's above 325, above 340, it's really good. If it's above 270, still good. So this is far above 270 and frees up an entire truck as well. So hold on, let me get out of that. That's good there. I guess we have Tim Woods doing these Wilmington pickups. And then we have this New Haven. Route number 28 is the New Haven, Connecticut delivery. This is a Dole delivery. We know it takes about 10 hours round trip. This must be a local driver to do this. 10 hours is very short, and they should do port pickups afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and add some port pickups in there as well. Just raise the revenue and minimize capacity doing smaller things, right? So these last two routes here, these are the St. Albans, Vermont deliveries. These are both over-the-road guys doing this. I've confirmed this with both of them beforehand. And what we want to do is, because they're picking up in North Bergen, they're coming out of Wilmington, we should figure out a way for them to bring up a loaded trailer for, you know, one of these guys, right? So if I'm seeing this, then what I'm thinking is, okay, they could bring up trailer, you know, 641742 when they start at 10 p.m. for Corey, because they'll get there at around 1 a.m. midnight. So that'll be plenty of time for Corey to leave the yard and actually get there, you know, have the trailer be ready, right? Same thing maybe with the Manchester, Connecticut. Same thing with the Shrewsbury trailer. These guys, instead of having $0 going up to North Bergen, they could drop a trailer in Secaucus, then bobtail to North Bergen, so that they're getting like maybe an extra $175, $300 on the run. So it's not $0 for all those miles. So in terms of Secaucus guys, so we still have 2 more guys available. We can always go through this again and try to figure it out. So if you want to free up some more capacity. But I think that we could have these guys. They're working at, there's a night run anyway that's not on here. But this example I've given here in this video gives a very clear, you know, example of how to save miles. So we saved a little over 100 miles. We've maximized capacity. We've turned a run from making a couple $100 to saving an entire run and making a run make, you know, $1,895. And we've figured out a way here to maximize or get closer to maximizing the Secaucus, New Jersey capacity. So there's that, and in the next video I'll go over coupling.